I don't know about you, but I kind of just wanted to cry and curl up in a little ball during that whole Kings Ducks game. They did not play well, like at all. There was, I don't think, a single player on the Kings team tonight that doesn't need to go home and evaluate their performance and kind of never do that again. Just all around, very off night. It wasn't even like the Ducks were really, really good. The Kings were just not playing well, and this is bound to happen every once in a while. I just really wish it hadn't happened against a divisional rival and the Ducks, whom I do not care for. There's a little bit too much orange at Staples Center tonight, particularly since the Ducks decided to play in their third alternate jersey, which is bright orange and very offensive to the eyes. As was most of the things that happened on the ice tonight. Let's get started. First goal, Anaheim Ducks, unsurprisingly, since they had all of the chances. Bad turnover by LeCavalier, left one of the Ducks players basically completely open, and beat Quick. Not fast. I mean, it was a fast shot, not a particularly hard shot, just managed to get by him. We're like, okay, it's one. We have a great resilience, and we can come back from things like this. Let's go. Oh, wait. Then there was a penalty and a second Ducks goal pretty quickly after the first one. And it really just set the Kings back on their heels, and they never quite got their feet in the game. We were pretty lucky, actually, to only be down 2-0. They got another penalty at the end of the second period. There was 22 seconds, I think, remaining. Sorry, end of the first period. There's 22 seconds remaining going into the second period. And the puck didn't leave the Kings zone the entire penalty. I don't think they cleared the puck once. Their penalty kill tonight was not their best work at all. They had a really tough time even being able to get a stick on the puck, let alone get the puck out. So that wasn't particularly good. With about 2 minutes 40 seconds into the third period, the penalty, of course, had expired, but Quick lets in his third goal, and Darryl Sutter says, "That's enough for you, Jonathan. It's time to put in our backup." Poor Enroth got a little bit fed to the wolves. He was pretty solid, actually, I will say. It shook the Kings up a little bit. There was a power play a couple minutes after that, and the Kings scored on it. So yay, that's a good thing that happened. Great shot from Drew Doughty. Total blast that Tyler Toffoli, net front's presence. I'll do it every time Toffoli tips it in. That's quite a record for him. The amount of goals that he has as of right now is the amount of goals that he had scored the entire season last year. So he is on pace for quite a few goals, and it's really exciting to see him play. But the Ducks basically got that back a couple minutes later. There was a bad hit on Kopitar. It kind of seemed legal, unfortunately. Kopitar just was out of position and got banged. It looked bad. It looked like it hurt, but he stayed out on the ice. He was back the next shift. Lucic took offense to that, as so he should, and decided, we're down 3-1. I think it's time to breathe some life into this game. I'm going to punch the crap out of 42 on the Ducks because he hurt my teammate. And while that was a great sentiment, and I love that he stuck up for us, the fourth goal came on that resulting power play. The other guy got 2 for roughing. Lucic got the double minor roughing and cross-checking. And that's when Enroth let in his first and luckily only goal. But when you're down 4-1, it's not easy to come back from. There were a couple of fun plays, I guess. At one point, Dwight King, who is my hero of the game, shoved one duck into another duck and then into the boards, and it was kind of awesome. Checking two guys at once. That was fun. We out-hit them by a pretty decent margin. It was something like 50 to 25 or something by the end of it. So we beat them up at least during the game, but we just couldn't get the goal. It was the third period, going in down 4-1. Lucic took 4 penalties tonight. And I'd love to say it was just the penalties that killed us, because there was one, maybe it was 7 minutes to go, one was about 3 minutes to go, and when you're trying to get the momentum to come back from 4-1, 3 penalties in that period does not help. But it was everything. They were missing passes. They weren't defending the way they needed to be. The Ducks were just kind of all over them. There was one last-minute goal, 24 seconds left. Alec Martinez, he's good at those clutch goals there. But it wasn't even a good goal. It just kind of trickled in behind Gibson, and he kind of looked at it and went, oh, I don't really know how that happened. And with 24 seconds left, it's hard to mount any kind of offense and get back from 4-2. It's a disappointing night all around. The Kings go on a 7-game road trip as the Grammys are taking over downtown, and Staples Center will be pretty unavailable. So that's a lot of East Coast teams, which means we can maybe afford to lose to them more than divisional, but it's going to be a good road trip, guys. I have faith. We're going to write this one off, pretend it never happened, and move forward.